Welcome back to another After School Special hosted by the TIPS team. Today, we'll be talking about the recommended method of starting and ending Google Meets that will be used with students. The recommended practice for starting a Google Meet that will be used with students is to use the Banner Meet link that is found in Google Classroom. This feature will create a one-stop shop for both you and your students to use when creating meets for use in Classroom. To generate a Meet link for students to use in Google Classroom, there are two ways. The first way, if you've not already done so, is simply to click the Generate Meet Link button in the banner of the required Google Classroom. You'll be prompted to generate the Meet link, which will be a unique nicknamed Meet link for students to use, as well as to toggle it on or off for students to see in the banner. Once you've selected the link and/or toggled on the visibility to students, you can then click Save. If at any future time you need to regenerate this link or make it invisible or visible to students, this can be completed by going to the Google Classroom settings for the required classroom, scrolling down to the Meet section, and changing any settings as required, remembering to click Save when done to make those settings stick. Once this Meet link is visible in the banner for you and your students, you will be able to use it to start meets for your students. The advantages of using this feature are that students cannot join the meet without a staff member present, that each time you use this Meet link, which accesses the shortcut features of Google Meet, you will generate a unique URL so that students cannot reuse links later for other purposes. And when you end any meet created with this link, it will expire after approximately 60 seconds of having no one in it. Let's see what that looks like. As we can see here, I have a Meet link in my banner of my classroom that starts with BSU 5. I'll click that. It brings me to my usual start page where I can check to see that my video and audio settings are correct. And then I can click Join Now. As soon as I open this link, students will be able to join directly into the classroom using the link in their Google Classroom. You will notice that at the top here, the unique URL for this meet does not start with that same BSU5, but instead is a ZKC. Each time you use the banner link in Google Classroom, it should generate a unique Meet URL to be used with students for that session. However, the link in the banner never changes. Students can then join from the Meet link in their classrooms, such as this student here is about to join. As we can see, Amanda Basso has joined our class. We can see that she's here. An optional feature that you can use at this time is the ability to disable quick access. If you've had issues with students joining from other classes in the division who are not your students, you may want to click on the blue shield and disable quick access once all of the students in your class have joined. This is optional, and if you are not experiencing issues, you cannot follow this optional step. Moving on to the recommended practice to end a Google Meet with students. As before, you'll simply click the Leave Call icon using the red phone button at the bottom of the screen, and you'll be prompted to either end this call for everyone or just leave the call. Clicking Just Leave the Call will leave this meet open with all of the participants, including students, in it. This is not recommended, as they would then be taking part in an unsupervised meet. Clicking End the Call will end the meeting for everyone by removing them from the meet and turn off quick access so no one can rejoin that meet because you are not in there to give them permission to join. This means that that new Google Classroom generated meet will expire properly after about 60 seconds of having no one in it, meaning that that unique URL that we used just now is gone forever. This is a great level of security to both ensure that students are not meeting without you, but also to ensure that students cannot reuse those meet codes in the future in any way, shape, or form. If you do not see this prompt being made, it means you may have not selected end the call. You may have simply selected just leave the call. Or if you had quick access turned off manually prior, the quick access prompt will not appear because it was already off, but you will see the "You've ended the meeting for everyone" message. This ensures that no students can rejoin this meet in the future. You're all set at this point to start again with your next instructional block by again using the Meet link in the Google Classroom banner, which now, if we click it again, as we can see, generates a brand new unique Meet starting with VRF. Hopefully, this video has helped you see how you can start and end Google Meets for students in a way that will be safe and secure for all students and staff, and you'll know exactly who's using what codes and what links at what times. If you have any further questions or concerns, do reach out to your TIPS team member or visit the tips.epsb.ca website.